Yes, I bless morning people. Just know that you are mighty and powerful, even though, you know, they set the system to keep a certain race down, which is the black race. Since from the beginning, that was the reason for all this transatlantic slavery and slavery all through the Caribbean and throughout the entire world. That was the intention of the slavery. It's just to keep this particular race down, to keep this race docile. That was the intention, to keep them down. So they took us through the doors of no return. They invaded our lands, they raid our lands, they rape our lands, they rape our daughters, our wives, burn down our cities. And they took all our books. So many books were taken out of the Bible. So many books. Ancient books, ancient paragraphs, certain things now. They took from our land. And, and they have it as their own. But only time alone will tell. So much things they take from the land. They took us through the doors of no return and, had us in chains. Yeah. Put us on board the slave ships and carry us throughout the Caribbean, in Jamaica, in Guadeloupe, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, all through the Caribbean. We were scattered all over the world, in America, all over the world. Black people were scattered through this dreadful time called slavery. But this time, the slavery time was just a conditioning of the mind, They put us through this conditioning of the mind so that we will forget who we are. But I telling you all today, black people, remember who you are. You are kings, Kings and queens. The Bible says Ethiopia shall soon stretch out her hands unto God. Princes shall come out of Egypt. So Africa awaits its creators. Yes, Africa awaits its creators, boy. The motherland awaits us. Because we is the motherland, You understand? We is Africa, We are the beginning, Alpha and Omega. Yeah, we is the beginning and the end. The universe does show it when it come into night. What color I does see in the sky? White. Sky does get black, And when it come into morning, sky does be black. So it's beginning and the end. When you go out in space, what color you seeing? It's not a racial thing, It has nothing to do with racial. It's just reality, Yeah, black. Black is the foundation. Black was the void, Yeah, before Jaja make the world, it was a void. Blackness, it was there from the beginning. Blackness always there. So black is everything. So it have a reason why they try to get this color out. But you cannot get this color out. Can't get this color out. This color is foundation. This color is the strongest. This color is strength, Yeah, black. Black is strength, boy. Yeah, so slavery was just a, mind control, conditioning of the mind. That was slavery was all about. To weaken the race, We weren't allowed to practice our dance. We weren't allowed to practice our folk songs. We weren't allowed to practice our culture. And so many of it was, taken out along the way because of power, the want of power, to have power. They know we strong, They know we strong physically and spiritually. So the only way to control something, the best way to control something is to control the mind. Because that is where, that where the control tower is, in the mind. So once you control the mind, you control the body. Well, good psychology too, So that was the main reason for slavery in a way, to control the mind, to control our people, to have them docile, to have them weak, Yeah, to have them weak. Yeah. It's just to control our people. That was the main reason. Control our people. To have them just building cities and, to have them as the slaves, In this age, to have them as slaves throughout now. Building schools, building, big buildings, and them is the workhorse. That was the real function and the main reason, to separate them from themselves, which is being kings and queens in the ages gone by, and to let them forget, to have them forgetting their history, forget who they were, forget where they come from. That was the main reason. But though we were not born in Africa, Africa was born in us. We are Africa. We is Africa. So if we unite and come together, that's where the strength is. The strength is in the unity. You could break one flex, but you can't break a flex broom. So that's where the power is. Just like how we march around Jericho wall. Joshua and the team march around Jericho wall and throw down the walls. Where 2 or 3 are gathered, He's in the midst. Yeah. Powers, Israel powers. So love and unity is the power. For us to really come together and do what we need to do. What we need to do. Yeah. We need to do that. Because united we stand, divided we will only be weak and we will fall. Because to divide and rule and to divide and conquer is their only plan, That is their only plan, to divide us and conquer us all these years. Since we walked through the doors of no return and they put us on board their slave ships and they scatter us all over the Caribbean. That was the work of Christopher Columbus and them. Christopher Columbus and them, that was their works, Yeah. To do the queens and the king's bidding. Queen Isabella and all of them, And the rest, that was their mission, To divide and rule. Yeah. To rule over the plantation. Trinidad and Tobago is a plantation. And even though they say, quote unquote, that slavery was abolished in 1838, somebody, digitally, slavery still going on, Yeah, digitally, slavery still going on. Still are the house slaves in uniform. The house slaves still have on uniform, still have on the uniform of brutality. They still have it on. Oppressing their brother. Yeah, man. So much brutality taking place in America. George Floyd, what the fella name? So much brutality taking place all over the world. Black killing black. And even the white people find it fit, to murder black, The main intention, the main reason is to suppress a race, a certain race, to suppress them, to keep them down. But the intention was to destroy us from the start, That was the intention. The main intention was to destroy us from the start. But through the powers of the Most High, we survive. Through the powers of the Most High, we are the black survivors. Just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We make it through the fire, Just like David, Joshua, Joseph, Moses. We are the black survivors. Yeah, man. And so many black kings who made it through the brutal murderation and the bloodshed. So many black kings who survived. The invaders, Yeah, it's all about white supremacy, white domination. That's what they're all about, to dominate. To dominate, They're all about dominating. Yeah, but God is good, man. Time will tell. Time will tell. So Africa must be free, Yeah, man. Irie.